Hello everyone, welcome to another episode, and that's right, we're back to North Shore Ski and Board, and as always, we have lovely Jordan here. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, yeah. How are you doing?
Excellent as well, because this one is the most exciting and probably new, especially to intro to skier. It's not very common knowledge for the, for someone who want to try out for skiing.
And I think it's by far the most important part of the ski experience too.
Yes, because today we're gonna talk about boot fitting process. So my first question would be, why boot fitting is important? Like, what's the point of that? Isn't that you just buy a boots, oh, if it fits, great.
Boot fitting is very important. They're made in lots of different shapes and sizes to fit different people's feet. You need to find a boot that fits you the best.
Is it true that you want to be too snugged or tight or too loose like a sneaker?
So you do want the boot to fit on the tighter side of things. If it's too loose, you can lose control of your skis and it's very dangerous. So you do want the boot to be as tight as possible, but at the same time still being comfortable.
Do you mind go over when and why people, need like boot fitting?
Yeah, so people need boot fitting for various different reasons. Most common thing we do to boots is do heat molding.
This is which model?
This is the Salomon S Max. A couple different brands make fully heat moldable boots. So it's very common that people try on boots and they say, oh, my toes are jammed in the front, or I don't have enough toe room. So the most common process is to make more room for your toes.
Like, how can you tell if it's like heat moldable?
Yeah, so it'll be called out on the boot somewhere. In Salomon, it says custom shell. You can see it there. The head boot here says form fit. K2 boot this one is only the liner is heat moldable on this.
Hey, that's Intuition.
Intuition,
oh,
yes,
okay.
Vancouver-based company, and they make tons of liners for K2 boots and a lot of other boots on the market.
I know we're going to talk about the boot fitting, but do you mind just tell everyone briefly about Intuition? I heard about it.
Intuition is a Vancouver-based company that specializes in ski boot liners.
When do you need like Intuition liner though?
If they have fully packed out their stock liner, we call it, refresh the boot, but don't want to spend the full amount and to get a full new boot. Boots that are too snug, they can buy a thinner liner, or if they need to take up volume in their boots, if their boots are too big, they can buy a thicker liner.
So we're gonna start our boot fitting process. Very excited, and let's get started.
So we usually we always start off with measuring the foot. And what we do is we get the customer to bend their knee forward. And what this does is puts weight into the foot. So if they have a collapsed arch, it will expand. Now I'll bring out a boot that I think is going to fit your foot the best. Get the customer to pull out. It's very important that you wear ski socks for this. Yeah. And then ask the customer questions, like how does it feel? What we want to make sure is that your toes are just touching the front and that your heel feels very secure in the boot. And then now what you want to do is flex the boot forward. And what you want to be feeling for is your toes just slightly pulling off the front. So this is the boot fitting oven that we use. Basically, you can set the time on it, and then this is where we put boots to heat them up.
How long does the process usually take?
The process from in the oven onto the customer's foot is about a 10 to 15 minute process.
Very quick.
Yeah, very quick. So now that the boot is very hot, so this is fresh out of the oven, so I have my gloves on here. Put a toe cap on, so this cap goes underneath the sock usually, and then that expands, this is what is going to expand your toe box, basically, if you need more room in the toe. And you stand there for about 10 minutes or so, and right now the boot is very warm, so it's taking shape to your foot. Okay, and the final process is taking this ice pack here. We wrap it around the boot. So now we have to cool it down to harden the plastic. Let this sit on here for about 5 minutes or so. Then once we take it off, the boot will be form fit to your foot and it's ready to go skiing.
Nothing's better than getting your feet all fitted and snugged than, like wiggle room. Because I remember the first time I bought my first boots, I was like, oh, okay. I think my size was supposed to be 26. A name store sold me almost like 28. To me, it's normal.
Yeah.
That's my first year, because nobody tell me, I don't know what.
And it's very common for, we'll classify them as big box stores, so not small family-owned ski shops like us. It's very easy to give you a bigger boot because you'll sit there and be like, oh, it's very comfortable, and you'll walk out of the store.
If you want, please come to North Shore Ski and Board. I'll drop all the description information below. And that's it for now. If you haven't done so, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.